There is tons of allegations going around today involving people getting to wear some orange jumpsuits someday. What I'm talking about, folks, is these allegations against a ton of these folks that work over in Arizona, including Kathleen Hobbs, if you know who that is, Miss Katie Hobbs, and Adrian Fontes, who is a well-known Sinaloa cartel lawyer who is now, of all things, Secretary of State over there. We know what happens in November in a lot of these states, especially every 2 Novembers in places like Arizona. And we're starting to find out that there is a money trail that involves some corruption that is somehow directly tied into this. We're talking about an investigation that started in 2014 as to funds from California being allocated to Arizona in order to, I guess, help prop up the proper candidates. And I'm trying to word this as best I can. It involves a lot of title companies and misinformation as far as people's names and addresses, fictitious individuals, fictitious accounts, illegal transfers. We're talking alleged fraud of, I guess, financial fraud at this point. There is a litany of charges that are going to be looked into involving Maricopa County, Maricopa Board of Supervisors, a couple of members of that as well. And right now we're just looking at allegations, and they're trying to tie the money trail in all together. But it does look like there's some explaining that needs to be done. And Mark Fincham and the lead investigator, Mr. Thalel, I believe that's how you say his name. He's been on this investigation the longest. And a couple other folks were all having a great interview yesterday about what we know so far that is going on in the state of Arizona, that it looks like may be going on in other states as well, as far as the allocations of the funds and things involving these same nefarious activities. I'll leave it at that, just because where I'm at. Go check out those links if you don't already know what Katie Hobbs and the whole crew over there may be involved in. And I have to say maybe in allocations and all those things for YouTube's sake, because at this point they are just allegations, but it does look like the story is starting to come together a little more with every detail that comes in. Like I said, go check it out, folks. It's good stuff. A little sketchy to bring it over here to YouTube, but don't forget to check it out. It will blow the doors off of your mindset as to why things go the way they do in these states like Arizona and New Mexico, Colorado. These states that are close to the border. I'll just leave it at that. Let's go ahead and check out this video, folks. This lady is saying exactly everything that we all already know, but somebody needed to come on TV and say it, and I just like the way she brought it to the table. Tell me what you think at the end of the video, folks. Like I said, don't forget to check out those links if you want to know what's really going on in Arizona involving all kinds of allegations and that are somehow financially tied in to how things go in the people picking process. Let's go ahead and check out this video.
There's systemic racism and classism, and it's against white working class Americans who voted for Trump and living in Trump country. And we're seeing it glaring us in the face right now. I mean, think about this. I mean, this is, and it's not just Joe Biden, who, should have been there, of course, and Pete Buttigieg, who looked like, a grumpy Bob the Builder. He didn't want to be there at all. But there's other people that weren't there and that were also discriminating against this community. Think about the environmental activists and corporate America. They weren't there. I mean, with the activists, this is an Aaron Brockovich moment. I mean, there was a blockbuster Oscar-winning movie written about something like this.
Aaron Brockovich is actually in East Palestine tonight, right now.
She is, but where's Julia Roberts, an environmental activist? Where's George Clooney? Where's Leonardo DiCaprio? Where are, the annoying, Duchess and Prince of Montecito? Where's Greta Thunberg screaming, how dare you? None of these people have shown up. And corporate America, who normally, when there's a disaster, a hurricane, a tornado, or the war in Ukraine, they all get together because American corporations have always been philanthropic, but they know it's good for business to show up there. They're not there either. Where's Airbnb offering free lodging? Where's American beverage companies?
Where's Poland Spring?
Goya is there.
Yeah.
Right. Goya Foods is there and Trump Water is there. But who else? This is classism. This is racism. And this is political retaliation for those people who are living there. And by the way, those corporations, Jesse, many of them maybe want to help, but they know that this administration is highly vindictive, and they could stick the EPA or the FBI or the IRS on them. And so they're holding back because this administration has signaled to the country, nothing's happening here. We don't care. Don't show up.
Yeah, it'll embarrass the administration if corporate America comes in and helps this town. You're right about.
Wow. Now, folks, I'll be honest with you, that is about the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. Not the systematic racism, I know it exists, but the fact that the Biden administration is purposely letting down the American people according to, I guess, what demographic they live in. I think if this train wreck would have happened in a Democrat city, let's say it happened in Detroit or Chicago, right outside the outskirts of Chicago or Detroit. Somebody like Lori Lightfoot had to get up there and speak about it. It would be a tragedy. They would need some money. The government would be there shucking the money out like no problem. Biden would be there to save the day, to try to save some votes. That's just my opinion. But just like this lady said, there's no doubt about it. America has been put on the back burner. Even our citizens, especially our conservative citizens that live in the rural America, that they assume the vote doesn't matter. I guess because Ohio is a red state, they've got this mindset that it's not necessary to help because it doesn't help them win elections. And that is about the saddest thing I've ever heard. But it's absolutely, I believe, the truth at this point. Now, as far as calling something systematic racism, I'm stay away from that term altogether. But it does seem like it's very systematic, wanting to silence the conservatives, wanting to just leave them out of the loop, wanting to do business with other countries and support other countries, including Ukraine and China, over helping our American citizens. If that doesn't tell you everything we need to know about this current administration, about how they're compromised, nothing will. It's not just the Bidens that are compromised. It is a big part of the entire Congress, as far as I'm concerned. Good part of the Democrats, and even a lot of these Republicans slash rhinos, as I call them, that are taking the money, that are part of this whole situation, that just really doesn't care about what their constituents think. They're just there to stay in power and get rich, and it's starting to show. I think the thing that I can say that I see coming, just my opinion, as each one of these tragedies unfold, almost every week, if not a couple of days a week, we see something that is just horrific, and how the Biden administration handles it just makes it worse. I think eventually, even a lot of these on the fence independents and some of the Democrats are going to realize, hey, I live in Ohio, and I think that this town should matter too. These people's safety should matter. The sanctity of having closed borders should matter. I think every time the Bidens do something in opposition to the America First plan, the Your Citizens Matter plan, every time this happens, they end up basically shitting on somebody. And it's not always the Republicans that are getting crapped on. It is most of the time. But I think more and more people are starting to realize that the Republicans are not the enemy of the state at this point, no matter how much name calling is going on from the mainstream media, the legacy media, and the Biden administration. But the truth of the matter is, it is the woke politicians, the corporate media, and just this whole crooked system that is really working against the American people, and it is done probably with a little arm twist and a lot of Joe Biden getting on his knees. I'll leave it at that. But it does look like our country has been compromised in 9 ways from Sunday. And if you don't believe that, just look at the policies that have been put in place in the last couple of years in order to, I'm just going to say it, destroy our country. I think that is the plan. I think anybody that denies that at this point is a little bit in denial and maybe even a little delusional. But truth be known, the fangs are out. The Democrats are caught. They know that we see their dirty business, and all they're going to do until they're absolutely pushed out of power is double down on their stupidity and greed and want to try to change America as quick as they can, so it's unfixable. All I can say is by 2024, I think America will have had enough of the Biden regime, the Democrat Party, and we will have opportunity to right the ship in a different direction and get some of these folks out of office, hopefully permanently. I'm thinking Lori Lightfoot's going to go pretty soon. I'm thinking Joe Biden may stick it out till 2024, but the way it is sounding, it sounds like he's going to have somebody push him out so he can't run because in reality, I don't believe that he can garner the 81 million votes like he did last time, even with all the ways they go about finding the votes. And I'll leave it at that. Like, subscribe, and share to Voted Patriots. Tell me what you think about this video. Tell me what you think about that article down below in the description as well. That is some spicy stuff, and I can't wait to find out what ends up coming of that. I would love to see a lot of those folks over in Arizona that have been doing the dirty end up wearing stripes and orange jumpers before it's all over. That's all I can hope for, folks. Like, subscribe, and share to Voted Patriots. Hope everybody's having a great day. Over and out.